8 years after declaring when they go low, we go high, Michelle Obama has now changed it to when Donald Trump goes low, we kick him in the teeth. At the Democratic convention, the attacks were mostly indirect, but they were clear, as Michelle Obama drew a contrast between Trump and leading Democrats.
If we bankrupt a business or choke in a crisis, we don't get a second, third, or fourth chance. If things don't go our way, we don't have the luxury of whining or cheating others to get further ahead. No. We don't get to change the rules so we always win. If we see a mountain in front of us, we don't expect there to be an escalator waiting to take us to the top.
Michelle Obama described Trump as a racist, misogynistic con man. Mrs. Obama played off of inflammatory remarks that Trump made at the June presidential debate when he denigrated black people and attacked migrants.
They're taking black jobs now, and it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs.
For years, Donald Trump did everything in his power to try to make people fear us. See, his limited, narrow view of the world made him feel threatened by the existence of two hardworking, highly educated, successful people who happen to be black. I want to know, who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
The convention goers roared, and that line might have been the moment of the night had it not been for a dig at Trump delivered later by Michelle Obama's husband. President Barack Obama ridiculed and insulted Donald Trump.
Here's a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago. It has been a constant stream of gripes and grievances that's actually been getting worse now that he's afraid of losing to Kamala. There's the childish nicknames, the crazy conspiracy theories, this weird obsession with crowd sizes.
If you slow it down, you can see Obama's hands seemingly referring to the allegedly small size of Donald Trump's, well, as the Mediaite headline says, Barack Obama makes not-so-subtle dick joke while mocking Trump's weird obsession with crowd sizes. Unsurprisingly, the Democratic convention crowd burst into a fit of laughter. President Obama then tried to transition to the more serious point and challenge with Donald Trump.
The other day I heard someone compare Trump to the neighbor who keeps running his leaf blower outside your window every minute of every day. Now, from a neighbor, that's exhausting. From a president, it's just dangerous. The truth is, Donald Trump sees power as nothing more than it means to his ends. He wants the middle class to pay the price for another huge tax cut that would mostly help him and his rich friends.
President Obama continued to eviscerate Donald Trump on policy and personal character, and it was all the more powerful since this was Obama's most animated speech in a decade. The former president's relationship with Kamala Harris dates back 20 years. He ran through her biography and work as a prosecutor, senator, and vice president, and cast her and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as politicians who have kept the faith with America's central story. President Obama seemed particularly charmed with Walz's biography, saying, "I love this guy."
Tim is the kind of person who should be in politics. You can tell those flannel shirts he wears don't come from some political consultant. They come from his closet, and they have been through some stuff.
So true, said Walz's wife, Gwen. All in all, the 35-minute Barack Obama speech and the 20-minute address by former First Lady Michelle Obama made for an hour that was riveting, entertaining, and powerful. For his part, Donald Trump did not react to the Obama speeches, at least on social media. Trump's advisors have repeatedly warned him that his likability or lack of likability is a problem and would only intensify by fighting with the Obamas. However, a fight has reportedly broken out among Republicans over the contrast in tone between the Republican convention and the Democratic convention. The Democratic convention has been joyous, happy, and upbeat compared to the Republicans' sour and angry convention. And amidst the Republican blame game, several leading Republicans are acknowledging the effectiveness of the Obamas.
That was very well received last night.
Yeah, very
was it effective?
Oh, absolutely. She was the star of the evening.
Yeah, I think so.
Outshone her husband. In fact, I think Doug Emhoff outshone her husband. I thought Doug Emhoff also did an excellent job.
Kamala Harris was exactly the right person for me at an important moment in my life. And at this moment in our nation's history, she is exactly the right president.
Remember, most people don't know a lot about the Vice President of the United States. That's just the nature of the thing.
True.
And so being introduced, here's her husband and tells the funny story about their first date and tells about the blended family. I mean, that humanized her. And I thought Michelle Obama started the evening with a bang, and her husband, spoke too long and later, but he was still effective. But they had a good night last night.
The Democrats, had a good night, and that means Donald Trump had a bad night and is one step closer to being defeated in this election. Credit to Doug Emhoff for personalizing Kamala Harris, but credit also to the Obamas. Because when historians write about this Democratic convention with all of its joy, unity around Kamala Harris, and barbs at Donald Trump, one of the leading themes will be the tour de force that was Barack and Michelle Obama. By the way, President Biden's Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg just destroyed a Fox News host live on the Fox News channel.
I just want to know, when did you guys know that the president was unfit to be on your ticket?
The president is not unfit.
So why is he not the nominee right now?
Because he did something that Donald Trump cannot comprehend, which is to put his ego aside.
I just want to get my question out. Why do you guys wait to the last minute to switcheroo after everyone saw? Can I just finish my question? And I'll let you answer, Mr. Secretary. But you guys waited until after the debate, where everybody in America saw what happened that day. Mm-hmm. And all of these reports are coming out that you guys knew behind the scenes, the cabinet members were frustrated, that he couldn't do the negotiations with Nancy Pelosi, and that she had to take it over.
What negotiations with Nancy Pelosi?
The debt ceiling in 2003, when it came down to the debt ceiling negotiations, that she had to take it over because he didn't know the talking points.
He won the debt ceiling negotiations. That's the point. You can go over whether he slips up and says one name when he wants to say another name, or you can look at what he's actually accomplished as president. It turns out he's really good at being president of the United States.
Check out that video at the link below. It generated a lot of comments on YouTube. One of the most popular is from Julio Baez, who wrote, "When will Fox learn you can't pull your BS on Pete?" Indeed. I look forward to reading your comments about Barack and Michelle Obama ridiculing Donald Trump in epic fashion. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.